bottle sake. How's it going, my fellow Homo sapiens? It's your boy Hadou. Today I'm coming at you with some new Clifford cards that's coming out in the Secrets of Eternity. And the first one we're looking at is this Clifford Alias. Now, I really like how he looks. He looks pretty awesome. Looks pretty badass. I'm gonna be real with you. So basically, he is a 29 beater, 1000 defense. He has a Penalty scale of 9, and he's a 7-star machine like all the others in Earth. So basically, his Penalty effect is the same as all the other high 9-star Penalty monsters. Your opponent monsters lose 300. I like that effect. That is awesome. And then he has the basic normal Clifford effect. And basically that is, you can normal summon this card without tribute. However, it becomes a level 4 in 1800. Now, what I really like about this card is his effect. When this card is actually tribute summoned. So let's read this effect. When this card is tribute summoned, if your opponent has more monsters in their graveyard than you do, you can gain life points equal to the difference times 300. Also inflict the same amount of damage to your opponent's life points. So I really like this card for a simple reason. It allows you to gain life points and it allows you to burn your opponent. So let's say you're just about to beat your opponent. You can't go for that cowboy. Guess what? Go for that SS and really just burn them for game. I really like that for a simple reason. A lot of Clifford monsters don't go to the graveyard. They actually go to your extra deck. So 9 out of 10, your opponent will have quite a few monsters in their graveyard compared to your graveyard. So I really like Clifford Alias. He really looks nice. So up next we have Clifford Assembler. A lot of people's quite split between this card. Now me personally, I like the card. The card looks awesome. Not just that, I like the draw factor on it. So let's go ahead and jump into this Penalty effect. Because it is a normal Penalty monster and it can be searched out by summon art. So the Penalty effect is, you cannot special monsters except Clifford monsters. So that's basically the main thing on it. And you cannot, this card effect cannot be negated. So that's actually pretty good. If you tribute summon this turn, you can draw a number of cards equal to the number of Clifford monsters you tribute for the tribute summon this turn. So at the end of the turn, you get to draw for how many Clifford monsters you tribute for. So let's say you summon Killer. Well, you needed 3 monsters to tribute for him. Well, guess what? You draw 3 cards in the end phase. Now, his monster effect is no monster effect. It just got that kind of computer data stuff down there. Doesn't really matter. But I really think that card is really awesome. I kind of like it. I might try it out at maybe 1 or 2 because it is a 2400 beater, but you cannot normal summon this card without tribute. You have to tribute summon this card, or you can special summon this card. But he's not too bad. I like it. I like the draw factor. Something I've been looking forward to in Clifford's is draw power. I know that Pot of Wealth is coming out, but this looked like a good substitute for the time being. Now we have Clifford Alias. Now, he is a pretty big beater. He's a 2800, 1000 defense. Now, his Penalty effect is the same as all the other 1 scale. All your Clifford monsters gain 300. Now, same like all the other Clifford monsters, you can normal summon this card without tribute, and if you do, it becomes level 4, 1800. That's one thing I really do like about Cliffords, is you can just normal summon these guys. But the real thing we want to talk about is his effect. So his effect is, when this card is tribute summoned by tribute summon a Clifford monster, you can target 1 card on the field, return that target to the hand. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects and respond to that card. This card effect. Wow. So that's really interesting, because this one right here is kind of like Carrier, but it doesn't have to be tribute. You know, you can tribute summon this one to get its effect. And that's one thing I really like about Carrier, is when it's tribute summon, you can bounce a monster. This one here allows you to bounce any card, but not just any card. Your opponent cannot respond to it. So I see this card as a very strong and powerful card. Hands down, I like it. I would definitely be running this one here. So finally, we have Clifford Colonel. Yes, his name is harder than his effect. So Basically, he's similar to Killer / Tower. You can't be special summon. You need 3 Clifford monsters to normal summon this card. It's unaffected by all monsters that's lower rank and level than him. It's unaffected by card effects. And his effect is once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, take control of that monster until the end phase. So, what do I think about Colonel? Not just that he's 2900 attack, 2500 defense. Well, truthfully, if you're gonna run a monster, you're most likely gonna run Killer. This one right here, it's the same requirements for Killer. However, you get to take one of your opponent's monsters. I just do not see anyone running this. I maybe see people running this if they couldn't afford the deck and they're just getting like the most cheapest things possible for the deck. Maybe they might try to run this. I'm not for sure. I just don't see an instance where I would run this. I mean, the effect is nice, taking your opponent monster once per turn. But I mean, if I'm going to put a character out, I'm going to put a monster that I'm going to win with, and that's Killer. This could be a one-up if they ban Killer, perhaps. But then again, why would you just run them in the first place? Like, you would just run straight-up Clifford monsters. I'm not saying that he's bad at all. Don't get me wrong. I would say that he would probably be better if he was like maybe just 2 tributes. But then maybe he would be broken at that moment. But Colonel, to me, he really don't speak to me that well. I would not be running Colonel. I mean, I love running a lot of monsters, but Colonel would not be in my deck right now. Now, things could change up as I will try Colonel just to see how he runs, but right now, I don't see him actually in my main deck. So those are the few cards that I'm going to talk about the Clifford monsters today. If I left something out, please let me know in the comment box below. Please rate, subscribe, and comment. It really helps the channel. And thanks for watching. Matane.